I would like to invite you to welcome His Excellency with a big round of applause upon his arrival. Once again, thank you for joining us, and the opening ceremony will begin shortly. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the凱達格蘭Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. The opening ceremony will begin shortly. I'd like to invite all of you to please take your seats and please silence your mobile devices. Once again, thank you all for coming. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Katagolan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. The opening ceremony will begin in 3 minutes. May I invite all of you to please take your seats and silence your mobile devices. Thank you for your cooperation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Katagolan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. The forum is about to begin shortly. May I invite all of you to please take your seats and silence your mobile devices. Once again, thank you for joining us today. Thank you. guest, His Excellency Mr. President赖清德has arrived. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency with a big round of applause. Welcome. Mr. President Lai is accompanied by the Chairman of the Prospect Foundation, Dr. Chen Tangshan, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Lin Jialong. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today at the Katagalan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. Welcome. Once again, thank you all for joining us today in the Katagalan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. Please take a seat. Welcome. Thank you so much once again for joining us today in the opening ceremony of the Katagalan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. Welcome. Thank you. Once again, we'd like to thank you, His Excellency Mr. President Lai Ching-te, for joining us this morning in the opening ceremony of the Katagalan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. Joining us today, we also have the Chairman of the Prospect Foundation, Dr. Chen Tangshan, and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Lin Jialong. Thank you all for joining us. Please take a seat. Welcome. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Katagalan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue hosted by the Prospect Foundation and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MOFA. To begin, I'd like to invite the Chairman of the Prospect Foundation, Dr. Chen Tangshan, to deliver his opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Chen Tangshan. Welcome. Chairman, this way. Welcome. Welcome, Dr. Chen, for your opening remarks. Please.
Good morning, Honorable President Lai Ching-te, Right Honorable Prime Minister Johnson, Mr. Dean, Lin Jialong, and Secretary General Wu Zhaoxie, Mr. Upe Raju Kanaso, President of the National Assembly, the ruling Ukrainian parliamentary delegations, Premier Kennedy, and all distinguished guests, good morning. We are very, very happy to welcome all of you to this year's Katagalan Forum. As we have done over the year, we gather here today in Taiwan's capital, Taipei here, to address some of the greatest challenges of our time. As worlds old and new, ranging across continents, and as new iterations of threats increase risks to our security, I'm sure it's very essential that we take stock of this state of opportunity of our world, and just as important, that we look for solutions. This is crucial to ensuring a prosperous and secure future for humanity and for the preservation of the values that define us and the countries that we represent here today or in this hall. It warrants repeating that as the global security environment becomes increasingly complex, Taiwan is a frontline nation. In all the issues that we will be discussed today, Taiwan is a target. This is very important that we keep in our mind. It is a target. I say Taiwan is a target because of its geographical location and because of its the significance of its geopolitical importance. And also it is a great target because I believe it's a democracy, because Taiwan is a democracy, so it's a target. Consequently, Taiwan can also and must also play a role in finding the solutions that we need collectively to meet the challenges head on. But now this one can be accomplished by one state alone. However, and that is why we have here today with us a great number of distinguished guests and leaders in their respective fields. Three key topics will be featured in today's discussions. Number one, the geopolitical security landscape in the Indo-Pacific. And number two, countering hybrid warfare and strengthening whole of society defense resilience. And number three, the impacts of economic, technological, and industrial diplomacy on international politics. So those are three important topics we'll be discussing today. We understand our is a really rapid changing world, and the vigorous of time and politics compels us to be on the lookout for new threats, new responses, and of course, new opportunities. In order to do this, we need to clearly identify our opponents, the means by which they seek to undermine and defeat us, and the ways by which we can respond, we can mitigate and counter these threats. So from the threat, we understand from the threat of traditional warfare to the use of new technologies, and from the threshold of conventional war to the dislocations of rapid economic transformation and technological advances. So this is a world that faces us today. If we put our minds together, I believe, as we are doing today here, and with a shared sense of mission, I'm quite confident that we can learn important lessons from all this and come up with a series of best practices that will allow us to prevail in what to many may seem like to say that impossible task. And maybe like in dark times, but I believe we can penetrate through and we can do it. So I want to, on behalf of the Prospect Foundations and all our staff members and the friends from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, everybody here, to thank you again for being with us today. And I wish you all a day of enlightenment, constructive exchanges of ideas, and most importantly, renewed friendships. So once again, thank you very much for coming to this very important, meaningful meeting. Thank you again.
Thank you very much for the remarks, Chairman Dr. Chen Tangshan. Thank you. Please return to your seat. Thank you very much. Once again, we'd like to thank Dr. Chen Tangshan for his opening remarks, such powerful and inspiring speech. Thank you very much. Please return to your seat. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our great privilege and distinct honor to have His Excellency Mr. President赖清德to address the opening ceremony of Kitagalan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue. Now, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Mr. President赖清德for his remarks. Welcome. Welcome.
Prospect Foundation Chairman Chen Tangshan, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Minister of Foreign Affairs Lin Jialong, former French National Assembly President Francois Rugy, experts and scholars from around the world, all the distinguished guests here today, good morning.
Good morning.
This year marks the 9th year of the凯达格兰Forum. Over the years, this key platform has brought together government leaders, experts, and scholars from around the world for dialogue on all aspects of Indo-Pacific security. On behalf of the people of Taiwan, I sincerely welcome you all and thank you for joining us. This year's forum centers on three major themes: Indo-Pacific regional security, whole of society defense strategies in democratic countries, and the strategic integration of economic, technological, and industrial diplomacy. These themes are all closely linked with Taiwan's national development. I'm confident that this year's forum will enable Taiwan and democratic partners from around the world to achieve even greater consensus on ways we can work together for a more secure Indo-Pacific and more prosperous world. Over the past year, the international landscape has become more and more volatile. The Russia-Ukraine war is still ongoing, and conflict in the Middle East has only intensified. Meanwhile, China's military activities in the Taiwan Straits and East and South China Seas pose unprecedented challenges to rules-based international order. As authoritarianism continues to expand, democratic nations must join even closer in solidarity to defend our values. Taiwan holds a key position, making us a strong of Indo-Pacific peace and stability. In view of this, we have been moving forward with the 4 pillars of peace action plan since I took office. This includes boosting our national defense, building economic security, demonstrating stable and principled cross-strait leadership, and promoting values-based diplomacy. Our government remains committed to maintaining the status quo and ensuring peace and stability across Taiwan Straits. At the same time, we will deepen partnerships with other democratic nations to advance global prosperity and development. Taiwan is also taking the initiative to enhance our whole of society defense and resilience. This July, we introduced National Solidarity Month. This combines our yearly Hanguang military exercises with new urban resilience drills. The initiative expanded civil participation and through military-civilian cooperation, helped verify the resilience of government agencies and people throughout the nation to address extreme situations. Alongside these efforts, we are continuing to reform and invest even more resources in our national defense. Next year's defense budget will reach a target of over 3% of GDP to boost Taiwan's self-defense capabilities. Taiwan will also continue to enhance its economic resilience and steadily advance its economic security, while we further deepen our economic and trade cooperation with other countries. We will keep upgrading our 5 trusted industry sectors of semiconductors, artificial intelligence, military, security and surveillance, and next-gen communications. A nation's strength and its democratic footing are grounded firmly in its economy. I'm confident that if democracies can join hands in creating more robust, more resilient global democratic supply chains, we can support even more economic prosperity and further consolidate our democracy. To all dear friends of Taiwan, in this turbulent global landscape, Taiwan stands on the front lines of authoritarian threat, which is also the forefront of the global defense of democracy. Thus, we know how precious peace is. And we recognize that peace in the Taiwan Strait is not just a regional issue, but a shared responsibility for economic stability and security around the world. As a responsible member of the international community, Taiwan will stand to face challenges, uphold the rules-based international order, defend peace through strength, and protect our hard-earned, free, and democratic way of life. Once again, thank you for participating in this dialogue and for standing with Taiwan. I wish you all lively and productive discussions today and a great stay in Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President Lai, for addressing the opening ceremony. And due to the scheduling considerations, Mr. President has to depart from the forum. Ladies and gentlemen, please once again join me for a round of applause to thank His Excellency, Mr. President Lai清德, for joining us this morning. Thank you very much. Many thanks to Mr. President Lai清德and all our distinguished guests for gracing the opening ceremony of the Katagalan Forum 2025 Indo-Pacific Security Dialogue with all of your presence. Thank you so much for joining us today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please thank all all our guests here today. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for joining us and giving us an opening speech. Thank you very much. Please once again thank Mr. President and all our guests here today. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our first keynote speech will begin shortly in about 10 minutes, and we will now take a short break. And in 10 minutes, we will resume our forum, so please remain seated during this time. If you need to step out, please be sure to return to your seat by 9:40 a.m. as we will begin promptly. Thank you very much. Thank you.